A lictor was a Roman civil servant who was a bodyguard to magistrates who held imperium. Lictors were used since the Roman kingdom, and according to Roman historian Livy, the custom may have originated earlier, in the Etruscan civilization. Origin. According to Livy, lictors were introduced by Rome's first king, Romulus, who appointed 12 lictors to attend him. Livy refers to two competing traditions for the reason that Romulus chose that number of lictors. The first version is that 12 was the number of birds that appeared in the augury, which had portended the kingdom to Romulus. The second version, favored by Livy, is that the number of lictors was borrowed from the Etruscan kings, who had one lictor appointed from each of their 12 states. Eligibility. Originally, lictors were chosen from the plebs, but through most of Roman history, they seem to have been freedmen. Centurions from the legions were also automatically eligible to become lictors on retirement from the army. They were, however, definitely Roman citizens, since they wore toga inside Rome. A lictor had to be a strongly built man, capable of physical work. Lictors were exempted from military service, received a fixed salary, and were organized in a corporation. Usually, they were personally chosen by the magistrates they were supposed to serve, but it is also possible that they were drawn by lots. Lictors were associated with comitia curiator, and probably one was originally selected from each curia, since there were originally 30 curiae and 30 lictors. Tasks. The lictor's main task was to attend as bodyguards to magistrates who held imperium. They carried rods decorated with fasces and, outside the pomerium, with axes that symbolized the power to carry out capital punishment. Dictatorial lictors had axes even within the pomerium. They followed the magistrate wherever he went, including the forum, his house, temples and the baths. Lictors were organized in an ordered line before him, with the primus lictor directly in front of him, waiting for orders. If there was a crowd, the lictors opened the way and kept their master safe, pushing all aside except for Roman matrons, who were accorded special honor. They also had to stand beside the magistrate whenever he addressed the crowd. Magistrates could only dispense with their lictors if they were visiting a free city or addressing a higher status magistrate. Lictors also had legal and penal duties. They could, at their master's command, arrest Roman citizens and punish them. A Vestal Virgin was accorded a lictor when her presence was required at a public ceremony. The degree of magistrate's imperium was symbolized by the number of lictors escorting him. Dictator. 24 lictors outside the pomerium, 12 inside. The latter rule was ignored beginning with the dictatorship of Sulla. Emperor. Originally 12 lictors, after Domitian 24 lictors. Rex and consul. 12 lictors. Proconsul. 11 lictors. Magister equitum. 6 lictors. Praetor. 6 lictors, 2 within the pomerium. Propraetor and legatus. 5 lictors. Cura Legala. 2 lictors. Quaestor. 1 lictor. Sometimes, lictors were ascribed to private citizens on special occasions, such as funerals or political reunions, as a show of respect by the city. Lictor curiatus. The lictor curiatus was a special kind of lictor who did not carry rods or fasces and whose main tasks were religious. Some 30 in number, they were at the command of the Pontifex Maximus, the high priest of Rome. They were present at sacrifices, where they carried or guided sacrificial animals to the altars. Vestal virgins, as well as flamens and other high-ranking priests, were entitled to be escorted and protected by lictors curiator. In the empire, women of the royal family were usually followed by 2 of this kind of lictor. The lictors curiator were also responsible for summoning the comitia curiator and to maintain order during its procedures.